Oh my goodness. How did that intro finish so quick? Oh, I'm in the dark as well. Let there be light!
Not prepared.
Not at all. I would have been prepared, but we have no kettle, so I got to boil the water, and then a fly landed in the boiling water. So it's kind of like, ha! That's what you get for being an annoying creature. But also, I had to reboil it. I'm not drinking fly water. I think most people would understand that. Right.
Andrea.
Hello. Hi. How is everyone? Where am I? It's Tuesday. Wait, where's the stylus gone? Oh no. Oh, there we go. It's amongst the three keyboards over there. Goodness me. What is going on? What is this circus?
Rest in peace, Fleischy.
Tablet, right, we need pen tablet working. That would help.
You said, Dan, how long did it take for this thumbnail?
This thumbnail. What's this thumbnail? 0. It's just an old one. The live stream thumbnails are a bit different because I have these fully templated because I don't have any time to work on live stream thumbnails at all. So they have to be templated whether I like it or not. So it's just my face and then text. So I've got a bit of a system there. But yeah, 3 keyboards. We've got a couple of Logitech keyboards. One of them's really old. One of them's less old. That's a bit more recent. And the other one is my Mac Mini keyboard that I don't really use anymore. But they're all just kind of like clustered on top of each other. Right. What was I even saying? Something about something. Okay, Illustrator. Alexa's going to start dinging off in a second, which is my cue to go and brew said coffee. There we go. All right, 1 second. I need my coffee. Alexa, stop. Be quiet. Be silent. Coffee. Oh, I really want that bang bang chicken again.
Let's do it. We've eaten out so much.
It's really bad. But it's not eating, chicken and chips every day. Okay. We have our caffeine sauce. Right.
Okay, this is going to be a good one, yeah.
Not even a few minutes in, chaos already. It's good. Just here for the chaos.
I have a feeling this is going to be a chaotic stream.
After you've done so well. Oh no, I am still doing very well. It's not like just eating out and eating crap. It's going out and choosing much healthier, lower calorie options and then balancing that as well. So like every time we eat out now, I'm picking good food and I'm walking to the place, which is like a 40-minute walk. And then sometimes walking back as well. But if we're doing that in the evening, then in the daytime, I'm eating like eggs or cottage cheese or protein shakes or whatever, porridge, just to kind of balance it out. Right, first of all. So today we're going to do design review. It's been a while. God, I've not done one of these for ages. So we'll start off with something simple. We'll ease into it. So this is something submitted by Zan. A guided journal. Okay. Mum, tell me your story. A guided journal to learn about and preserve a lifetime of memories. So, I mean, I like this. It's, in principle, it's very simple. I like the font choice, the illustration and the text. I feel like they match. This has got like just enough character where it feels kind of personal. Things that immediately jump out to me. I'm going to go full teacher mode today. We're going to get the red out, mark it up. Oh, what was it I had? I had something on my phone. Was it like a menu or something? I was out with Tim the other day. Yes, I think I took a picture of a menu. And, well, it had some questionable design choices. Yeah, we're getting this in there. we're gonna mark this bad boy up. Okay. Right, where are you? El menu. Let's chuck that in the roster. Oh, cool. We've actually got quite a few today. Right. Hey, Benjamin. Benjamin Blackstar. Oof, what a name. That is fantastic. All right. Let's get the old red on the go. Okay, so the things that immediately stand out to me is the spacing here and here is it feels inconsistent. You know, even if you look at it here and you go, you know, this bit to this bit is relatively similar. There's a little bit of like optical trickery going on here because we've got this big gap with the yaw as well and the capital Y. So because this top one here, we've got this, we've got this, we've got this, we've got all this stuff. It almost creates like a little bit of a line, whereas we don't have that here. So these big spaces, they feel like gaps and it makes it feel like the lines aren't spaced equally apart. It's a bit weird. So what you need to do is just take this box here and just push it down a tiny bit and optically balance that a little bit more. I don't mind the spacing between the three lines. You could tighten it up if you want. I feel like it's a personal preference, and having a bit of a gap there as well, it does fill that space a little bit better. You probably could shift the whole thing up a pinch. I am terrible at drawing arrows, aren't I? This bit down here, the illustration and this text, it just feels a little bit tight. And considering how minimal this is and clean, you could afford to just give it a bit more breathing space. All of this is lovely. There's like plenty of space. And I think it works in its simplicity. So I'd probably just grab the illustration and push that up as well. In terms of the text down here, a guided journal to learn about and preserve. Typo there. A lifetime, so that would be lowercase a. In fact, yeah, I would. Yeah, just fix the case. It's kind of jumping between uppercase and lowercase. So I would just write it as a sentence. A guided journal to learn about and preserve. Lowercase a, lowercase l, lifetime of memories. And yep. Spacing between these is cool. And yeah, as long as it's centrally aligned, which I think it does look pretty good. Yeah, I think you got something clean, simple. I mean, I don't really know what else this is about, but I can see that working really well. And the illustration matches the text. You could play around with loads of different fonts, and I probably would play around with a few other ones, but this is pretty good. You know, you've got lots of curves in the illustration. It feels a bit more personal, kind of handcrafted, and then you've got some sort of similar curves in the text as well. The apostrophe, nice rounded corners. It's not like we've got a really sharp, bold sans serif typeface with a, you know, a character style rich illustration. So I feel like these two, they pair really well. Yeah, it is pretty. Yeah, it's nice. And it's very suitable as well. Tell me your story. And it's obviously a book with just loads of foliage coming out of the book, which is amazing. That's obviously a representation of a lifetime of memories, or someone's left their book outside and it's grown an ecosystem and they've actually literally got flowers and butterflies living in the book and they've opened it up and they're all free. Probably the former, but so yeah, there's not much more to say on that, just little technical details. I do, so creative. I've got it in the rotation today. Oh, hey again, Marina. I think you were on the last one, weren't you? Okay, right. Right, let's mark up. What have I just done? Zan. Okay, Zan. Green, done. Right, let's do the F1 poster. Let's dive into it. Because this is an interesting one. Sometimes I look at designs and I'm just like, oh yeah, I can spot the things that I would tighten up and change. But sometimes with this, it's kind of a blend of something a bit more artistic and abstract and design. And it definitely gives me a bit more sort of pause for thought. Could you give any more context as to what this design is? Is it like for like a poster? Is it going to be a massive graphic printed, or is it small, or any sort of additional information? Or is the size completely random and it's just for fun because you love F1? Oh, that was a good rhyme. Well done, Dan. 20 points. Oh, thank you, Andrea. She's a member. Hey, Afif. Yeah, go for it, Afif. I don't know if I have time today, but I will see how we get through it. I've got quite a few already, but I will try and crack through them. So, Andrea is the bee's knees. Where is the gong? The gong's over there. We do need to get the gong back.
Oh yeah.
Where's my little gong ding along? The thing.
We had to use a spoon or something.
The gonger. Where's the gonger? I don't know what it's called.
Spoon.
It's got to have a name, hasn't it? The thing you hit a gong with. Maybe one day when the YouTube channel's got 50 trillion subscribers, we'll have a studio with a massive full-size gong.
Well, that's what I thought that would be when I bought it.
Yeah, you imagined a boing.
It was like 30 quid for that little gong. And
£30.
Surely it's not going to be that small.
No, it's going to cost you more than 30 quid for the boing of the gong. That's what you're expecting, and then it's just...
I know.
Ding! Ding! Hello! Just a passion project exploring other sports posters other than football, soccer. Okay. I think on a technical level, this is the stuff that usually stand out to me pretty quickly. I'd try and grab some higher res imagery. The highest res you can get online is always just going to make any design infinitely better when everything's like super crisp when you zoom in a bit. Also, when you've got higher quality imagery, you get a bit more pixel data in there. So Photoshop has more data to get better cutouts. So the fringing around the edge here. Oh no, we can't use red. Huh. You've scuppered me. Right, we're going to have to go yellow. Yeah, so this thing around the edge here, it's called fringing or like a halo, sometimes known as. You want to get rid of that. So what you can do is make a selection of the driver, Lewis Hamilton. And once you've got your selection, go to modify and contract. Contract that selection by maybe 1 to 2 pixels. And the selection will just come inside of the line. And then when you add a layer mask down here, it will cut it off and remove it. So that will trim off all of the fringing around the edge in one go. Oh, I feel like there's an effect on here as well. Yeah. Is there an effect? I'm pretty sure beards don't look like the kind of thing you see under a microscope, but I could be wrong. I'd be tempted to lose the effect, possibly. sometimes effects, like stylized effects, can be good to hide low quality imagery. Like you can use filter, and oil paint can be quite a good one. Because it adds like a style over your image. So if it's low res, you can sometimes get away with it. You don't want lighting on. Definitely don't want that. So if you have like super low res imagery, obviously it does make it look hyper stylized, but it can be one way to get around any low res issues. But yeah, so high quality imagery, refine that curve a little bit. If you want to go to the extent of drawing some hairs, we've done this like many times before, but just drawing some real hairs, some strays, things like that, it's just going to help tighten that up a little bit more. I like the background. The black and red is really, really cool. I think I'm less crazy about the lighting up here. I might be wrong. I feel like there's some transparency going on. With lighting, you got to be careful. If you start taking light sources and making them transparent by dropping the opacity, you can kind of get this sort of this murky color here, and you get traces of it up here as well. So I think the idea of having the rays, the light rays and the light source is good, but I think mixing the whatever color you've gone for, it's now sort of coming through as a bit of a green and an orange, and I feel like maybe a different blending mode. So you get the light rays, but it keeps it more within the red part of the spectrum. I feel like that would be a good way to go. It would kind of make sense because you've got the light source here on his head. So I see what you're doing. But I think it's just a sort of yellow, greeny color, greeny, orangey. It's just, yeah, I would try and keep it a bit more on the sort of red side of the spectrum. Does that make sense? Poor text. What does everyone think to the drop shadows? Because I've obviously got my own personal opinions on heavy, thick drop shadows. And it's something that I'm not really a fan of personally, but hey, that could just be me. I'm definitely someone who uses shadows more as either a stylistic choice or a utility, in that I want something to stand out. So if this text were just plain white with no shadow, like down here, you're going to get a pretty good readout. Oh, actually, there is a small shadow there. But even if there wasn't, you're going to get a good readout. But sometimes I would add like a subtle shadow just to lift it off the background. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure about the gradient or the shadow. I think for me personally, what I try to do is I usually do have a much more, like, I like using a lot of white, and I don't use sort of harsh drop shadows too much. So I guess something you could try, and this is totally up to you, is to make the shadow a bit more subtle. Sometimes a softer spread, so like a wider spread, by dropping the choke down can be good. The gradient, I mean, if you want, this is, yeah, you've done it a bit more here actually. The top of the gradient is lighter, so you're sort of almost like the light at the top is kind of applying to the text as well. So you could have the lighter part of the gradient here and the darker part at the bottom. Can't tell if you've done that already, or if it's like the light bits running through the middle. It's hard to tell. You might have done that. Or you could go and apply a metallic effect and add like a bevel and emboss effect around the edge. I think here as well, yeah, the effect, I think there's going to be a bit more of a personal preference. I feel like some consistency with the shadows is good. Here it feels like it's got a slightly different angle to these shadows down here. They're much lower. They're like kind of really right underneath it, whereas this one is a little bit more down but to the left. And then this text here has a shadow, but you can't really see it. So maybe a consistent shadow on all of these would be good. And lining stuff up as well. So like you see this edge here. They're almost there, but not quite. So I'll probably just line them up, and I'd keep it lined up here as well. So the alignment between these three words is going to be like a sort of center and right alignment. So just tightening up the alignment. Yeah, logos look pretty good. They look pretty well spaced apart. Got Ferrari bottom left. Lewis Hamilton. Turn my head to the side there. I feel like Lewis Hamilton on the left, you could get rid of that, or you could blend it into the red with a blending mode. We've got his name over here already. This, and having it sideways, is just adding a distraction that we don't need. And it depends what you want the focal point to be. Like at the moment, I know it's more of like a passion project than a design serving a specific purpose, but I think I would... What is the focal point? Is it Lewis Hamilton with his wins, or is it the F1 logo? I was just off the top of my head, I was just thinking at the minute you've got it occupying this amount of space, whereas actually you could, with the shape of the logo, you could push it up and get a bit more size out of it, and it would kind of fit quite well around the side of his head here. And this is just another idea. I'm just kind of throwing this out there off the top of my head. Where you've got him fading out here at the bottom, and you've got kind of him and the stuff in the background, you could maybe even just have this part of the car fading out to that same red as well. And I think there's a border down the edge here, so I'm not sure what that is, but I would probably just lose that. It just feels a bit random. And yeah, the Ferrari logo is not looking too hot here, I think because of the cutout. So if you can get a vector version of that without this kind of red, I don't even know what it is, like a glowy shadow thing around the edge, I think that would help. So yeah, whether it's like a high quality vector logo or higher res photography, any kind of higher quality assets like that, they're just gonna instantly make it look better and more professional. But yeah, it's an interesting one. Is that helpful? Hopefully that's helpful. Yeah, it's tricky with the shadow because obviously I've obviously got my own style and my own biases, so I don't want to sort of say, well, you should do it this way and do it that way, because you know there's definitely a case to be made for using gradients and shadows stylistically based on a personal preference.
Gradients are the best.
Gradients are the best. Poppy loves a good gradient. But there's 100. Yeah, maybe I separate it into like minor and major feedback. So like the minor stuff is the shadow and the gradient. The major stuff would be the alignment. We got to tighten that up. That's a non-negotiable. That is. Yeah, just little details like like the halo, the quality of the images, the quality of the logo. Yeah, things like that, and maybe the color of this, just sort of getting rid of that murky greeny orange thing. But yeah, hopefully that is helpful. Yes, I know what you mean, Paul. Yeah, I feel like, I mean, when I see sort of very heavy drop shadows and gradient text, it takes me right back to when I started design sort of 20 years ago. And I feel like it can sometimes look a little bit dated. You know, like when you get like buttons with beveling. I think you got to be careful with beveling text as well. I know I said about adding the bevel and emboss text. What I don't mean is just have a gradient and add a bevel and emboss. I mean, if you're going to go that route and you're going to go for a metallic text effect, whereby you would be beveling and embossing and all that stuff, go the full way. Go, oh, hang on, I'll show you what I mean. Go the full distance with it and make it look like really cool and metallic. Let me just, I got an example somewhere in my mess of a desktop. Oh my god. Oh, what a mess. I only cleaned this up like a day or two ago.
Confusing because your desktop looks spotless on the screen.
Yes, you're looking at the different screen. That's why I could just grab everything off that and chuck it over here. Yeah, here we go. So if I just kind of strip this back a little bit. Yeah, so you can see just by adding a bevel and emboss effect, you can get like some really cool, realistic metallic angles. So this is a logo and I tried to make it look metal. You do get some weird kind of oddities with this. So then I've added a metallic texture. And you can see it's just the icing on the cake, really. So it's not like just adding a gradient. And in terms of lighting as well, I've deliberately made sure that certain elements have light and shadows in certain places. And there's a version with some highlights as well. And added the texture to try and make it more realistic. So if you're going to go for metal, like go all the way and make it look metal. I think if it, one thing I didn't mention, I think if it was like a design promoting something specific, I think it would benefit from a bit more of a structure and hierarchy. You know, like what is the main thing you want people to see? What's the focal point? Is it the 105 wins, or is it the F1 logo in Abu Dhabi and that is the race? So, whereas at the moment everything sort of felt like it was on the level. So that's just something I would consider if it was going to be like a design to promote something specific. Make sure it is really shouting about that one thing first, and then the other secondary and tertiary stuff kind of, yeah, just structure that hierarchy a little bit more. Yeah, yellow. Yeah, you're right, Stefan. Yellow and black can always end up a little bit green, and yeah, using lighting effects with transparency. Like if you have lights or glowing effects, or you see me do any of that, never drop the apparent opacity on lighting effects below 90% or something, because it will just look weird. Lewis's mum lives just down the road from me. Small world, eh? Oh, that's all right. Hopefully it's helpful anyway. Okay, right. Done. Right, we'll open up this next one. This is, I feel like this might be quite tricky for me because it's a different language. Sri Lankan. See, every time I see the word Sri Lankan now, I just think of my Sri Lankan chicken curry. So good. I feel like this illustration style has got Vihanga's style all over it.
Yeah. Like the hangers.
Yeah. I'm not entirely sure. Oh, I got you. Sorry. Yeah, these are phone numbers, so they're obviously smudged out to cover them up. Yeah, it's tricky without understanding the language. Like, okay,
Spicy bites.
spicy bites. So, like this, for example, like I feel like that should be centered in the circle, 100%. So bring it down, center it in the circle. It's tricky to talk about hierarchy too much because I can't read any of this, so I feel like the alignment, there's something funny going on with the alignment here. We're left, we're centered, we're right, we're left. I feel like maybe, I don't know, I feel like we should maybe just center this, push this over, push that over, maybe this here. That could sit, there we go, look, I can, is it Arabic? I'm not entirely sure. Sri Lankan main language. Oh, what's the language? Sinhalese. Sinhala. Oh, so Sinhala, Sinhalese. Oh, cool. Well, I just learned something today. Excellent. Sinhala.
Oh, that's cool. That's very
Oh,
nice.
I think yeah. East to us, I think Eastern languages all look amazing.
Yeah.
It's just because it doesn't use traditional like Western characters. It's just like art to me. It's just squiggles that look beautiful.
I swear there's an apple in there,
Is there?
in like the text.
There could be. Maybe you're just seeing things. Maybe you need to go outside and look at the sun. Oh, there is no sun actually. I forgot we're in the UK.
No sun.
Hey, Hillary. Just join the live. Is this a mock-up just for fun? This is something submitted by Vihanga. So this ain't me. So yeah, I think this text here, center that. Just keep this bit centered. Because you've got this left aligned text here, this is where containers are pretty useful. Because there's a box around it, our eyes are naturally going to align this newly centered text to the box rather than this. So you can get away with adjusting the alignment inside a container. If it didn't have a box or a container, you would be jumping from central aligned to left aligned, which sometimes can look a bit odd. But I think this works. All left aligned here. That's cool. And then center here. So yeah, I would just center all this text. Drop this in the middle of the stickery circle thing. Yeah, I think in terms of the illustration, I feel like I've seen Vihanga do this before. Solid colors, shadows and highlights in there, but also mixing in a gradient. I feel like he's definitely done that before. Little tiny thing, little details like this. If you've got the 3 lines, this spacing here should be consistent between all 3 lines. There's no reason for it not to be. You know, and if you really want to get pernickety, that's your 100% line, that's your 0%, 33. Sorry, 100, 33, no, 0, 33, and 66. So effectively, rather than these lines ending just randomly, have them end in a consistent line and measure out the math. Because at the moment it feels like totally random. Tiny little detail like that, but it just helps tighten things up a little bit from a consistency point of view as well. And a mathematical point of view. Here as well, really nitpicking at this point, but this spacing top and bottom, just make it even. Shift that line down just to like here, and then your spacing is going to be balanced. Text running around the outside. This is, again, this could be a personal thing, but personally I would shift it out a few pixels just so that distance there and there is equal. So it runs right around the center. And one more observation, and again, take this with a grain of salt, is what about reducing the color palette and having a more streamlined palette? Because at the minute, the character, there's a lot going on. We've got blue eyes, green trousers, different green shoes. We've got a face and skin and all those sorts of colors. We've then got yellow stars. We've then got a different yellow for the price tag. We've then got a different lighter yellow for the spicy bites. We've got like a beigey cream background and then a gradient. There's like a lot going on. So I wonder if there's a way to maybe, I don't know, make all the yellow in the design the same yellow. Maybe instead of blue eyes, he has green eyes to match the trousers. Do you know what I mean? Just like tighten up the palette a little bit more. I'm not sure, Stefan. Have you designed something for a client you don't understand? Yes. Oh, yeah, we've done work. I mean, I've done work over the years for all sorts of different people, but we've done localization work when I used to work at companies years ago. And you'd have to translate. English would be normally the primary language sometimes, but you'd get the odd request come in for something in German or French or for a different territory. Did a logo for someone a little while ago that was in Polish. There was like an English and Polish version. Nothing in terms of like oh no, actually when I was at Clark's we did a lot of stuff for the Asian territories as well. So we did have to drop in languages that we didn't understand. That was quite literally a copy and paste job, and then we'd send it back to get it proof checked. A couple of people saying the 100 grams could go down. Yeah, you could bring that down. I do quite like it. It's a nice... I like the gradient and the colour of the red, I think. And as much as I'm not a massive fan of the Spicy Bites font personally, I feel like it's suitable for this product. And it embodies lots of curves and things, kind of like the lettering here as well. So I feel like it's suitable, even if it's not something I would use in a design, I think. Yeah. Yeah, there is quite a lot going on, isn't there? I mean, you could even look at taking down some of these things. Maybe the stars and these lines in the background. Are those lines really adding anything, or are they just another distraction with another color? Could you, instead of having the stars in the background, put the stars in the character's eyes? So you get the like, oh my god, like starry eyes, but you just get some of the detail out the background and it just makes it a bit more focused. I think that's it. Yeah, I think it is quite busy. I think it just needs tightening up with the alignment, the colors tightening, the little details tightening up, and then maybe some of those incidentals in the background, just either remove them or integrate them into the illustration. Where does your eye first look? Yeah, that's a good question. I don't really know. If I'm honest, probably here with the character and then here with this big text in the center. But I think for me as well, because English is my native language, this grabs me as well personally because I can read it, whereas I can't read anything else. Spicy Bites, 100 grams and price. Yeah, you could flop them, flip them around, flop them. And this is how it is on the actual. So I think this was actually used in a store as well. So it is cool to see. Hang on, let's flip it around the other way. Sorry, I should have shown this earlier to give some more context. Oh, awesome, Dom K. 30 illustrator tips. I think I know the video you mean. Excellent. I mean, if you like that, you'll hopefully like these streams as well. We do cover lots of little things. Red background lower. Right now the red background connects with the dude's shoulders. Oh, I see what you mean. So yeah, maybe have the background kind of tapering off a bit. Down, maybe down here. Oh, do you know? Yeah, you're right, Afif. I didn't even see those white stars. I didn't even see them. Yeah, we need to get rid of them. There's too much going on. There's too much. I think we could get rid of some of that and put the focus on the character.
Less is more.
Less is more, indeed. Look at the yellow sticker. There is something written below it. Is there?
What?
Oh. Ah, good spot, Kaya. Good spot. Right. Yeah, so there's actually, this is space to write something. So that's fine. Okay, ignore that then. Good spot. But yeah, apart from all of that waffle, which is hopefully helpful, yeah, really cool. I feel like you could show me something and not tell me it was Vihanga's, and I'm getting to the point now where I could spot his illustration
I
style.
love them.
Yeah. It's very distinctive. It's got like a lot of character.
I liked his pants scheme.
Hey, what was it called? Panty Hunter?
Yeah,
The game? Oh my god, that's so funny. That was so funny. Okay, right. Let me queue up
You
the
gonna do
next
mine?
one. Well, we're going to try. We're going to try. I'll see how many I get through. I got to get through this one now, this menu. This is a place that I think was new in Bedminster. I went to eat there with Tim the other day. It's a little food place. Because we went to get coffee. Because we were there early, Coffee One and everything was just shut.
Ah,
The lounge was shut. And they just weren't ready for us on a Saturday.
that logo.
Well, we'll come back to the logo. And obviously ignore the curvature because that is the lens. The menu's not like this squished can shape. It is actually square. Now, why did I want to take a picture of this? Did I? In fact, I think I started ranting about the menu and I think Tim joined in. And I was like, oh, of course, another designer's gonna get it. So first of all, I think we decided the hierarchy was a bit weird because you got all this wasted space at the top. So I don't know, it feels a little bit odd to have it so low down. So this is one thing I do like. You got the alignment on the right. This is pretty good. I can't really tell if it's perfect because of the photo, but it looks pretty tight. When you have a left alignment and a right alignment on a menu, it naturally creates these almost like these margins, and it can help lots of information look more organized. If these prices were left aligned, you wouldn't get that clean line down the edge. It would be just jumping all over the place. So that's why I would do like a left and a right. Spacing. Inconsistent. Why is the spacing between all of these has clearly been eyeballed, and it's just different across every single one. Spacing. Inconsistent. I'm going to sound like such a dick now, but this is just how I see it. So, you know, it is what it is. Spacing at the bottom. Big gap. Tiny gap. Spacing at the top. Medium gap. Spacing, big gap. It's just totally inconsistent. Again here, spacing. Larger spacing. You'd have to adjust this optically for the T because the T letter is a weird shape, but still it's off regardless. You wouldn't have to do this, but what I would do as well is this big line at the bottom here. I would probably push this out just so it lines up with that edge. because it's almost there. It's so close, and all it's going to do is just make the whole thing look more organized. When you've got lots of information, you have to get on there, and you can't say to your client, oh, can we just maybe take a few things off the menu? Obviously, that's not possible. And you have a lot of information to work with. These details can make a lot of information look either horrendous or much easier to read. So by organizing and lining things up, it just makes everything look cleaner and more organized, which is just going to make the viewing experience better. Ah, right, here we go. Spacing here, big, right side, way too tight. Got the alignment thing going on again, which is good. Although, and this might just be the curvature of the design, I don't know if these line up. Then I'm gonna assume they do, but I can't tell. But either way, the spacing's off. This is really good. Having the bold text for the thing and then the smaller text for the description, that is really good. Really do like that. Freshly squeezed orange juice. The placement of this does feel a bit random. But again, alignment is off. The logo. The alignment of that is off. It's not aligned to anything. You know, you could shift that to the left a tiny bit and it would sit centrally. Text here, not aligned to anything. You see here. Shift that to the right. Align it to the nearest thing. If you don't, it's just going to be floating. Same up here. This is less egregious. Spacing. Tighter on the right, bigger on the left. Just line it up. Isn't that a template? It looks like the same design for many local restaurants here in Florida. I honestly, I don't know. It could be. Really not sure. Hey, Thesaf. Thesaf. Prices are tiny. Yeah, they are quite small. I mean, at least for me, like with my glasses on when I was sat in the restaurant, the price didn't stand out to me as being hard to read. I am a little bit of a, like, I don't like just having numbers. What do you, okay, how do you feel about this, Pops? If you look at the price on a menu, would you rather see £14 or just 14 or 14.5? So £14.50 with a pound sign, or just 14.5?
I would rather see 0.50
with a pound sign.
Yeah.
Yeah, with the currency. Yeah, I'm the same. I like seeing the currency. And the thing is, as well, they've got it here, so they have added the pound sign because otherwise it wouldn't make any damn sense. French toast. If you'd like blackberry compote or bacon, +3. It wouldn't make any sense. +3 what? $3? 3 yen? £3? So
3 kisses.
I mean, I don't know. It's just one of those things that it's like, why have you taken it off? Like, if you were taking it off to save space because there was so much stuff on there, I would get it. But just add the flipping pound sign back on.
I don't like the 0.2 instead of 0.20.
It's silly. It's really silly.
Yeah.
Why would I? You know, I'm not going to a restaurant and paying £13.20 for some food. It's that £14.80. £14. I mean, this is £14.80, and this one here £14.90. That's just silly. Just silly. Make it 14 or 15 or 14.50, rather than this, like, what's this, £15.30, £13.40. It just feels, is the word pretentious? It feels really stupid. Just round it up or down, have some sort of consistency. It makes scanning the menu just a lot easier, rather than having to jump around with, you know, £14.95, £14.92, £13.23. It's just dumb, stupid, right? Round it up, put the bloody currency sign back in. Oh, got fired up then. Jesus Christ, I was suddenly felt that anger surging through me.
I bet they didn't take cash.
Menu rage. Probably not, no. Who has mixed leaves on a fryer?
It was you earlier going, oh, you're eating your mixed leaves.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, normally I wouldn't have mixed leaves with balsamic glaze with scrambled egg on toast, but they served it, and I was like, well, I've got to eat it. I've got to eat my greens. Mm. Yeah, in terms of the colours, I don't mind it. It's clean, simple. It's a single colour print, so it's cost effective for a company. It's just pretty, you know. I don't mind a black and white menu at all. In fact, I don't really care if it's not overly designed. I just want to be able to read the damn thing and understand it and find something to eat easily. You know.
What is that logo?
You don't need to cover it with branding and illustrations and personality. Like, you can do, and it's cool, but what is the logo?
Is it a duck with
We'll come back. We'll come back to that. It's a duck with a leaf coming out its ass. No, we will come back to that. Okay, it's like, oh, I've got feelings. Pretentious. Yeah. Yeah, that is the right word, isn't it? I always forget what pretentious means. You go to use it in sentences, and I forget what it means. But I think I'm using it in the right context. Attempting to impress by affecting greater importance or merit than is actually possessed. Yeah. Okay. So the pricing is just stupid and pretentious. Oh, funny. Got fluffy. No, fiery. I'm not fluffy. Is it just me? But why food and then buns? Well, yeah, because food buns aren't food, are they? Yeah, what would that mains? Would that be a better word? Mains?
Mains or burgers? They're not burgers.
Burgers. There's no burgers there, you idiot. Why would you say burgers?
Because you see that on menus all the time.
Yeah, but don't do burgers.
I know what I mean.
Oh, that's funny. Hey, Scott. I would also suggest leaning into it for all pricing. 14.57, 19.24. What? How do you mean? Would you have the currency, or would you? Oh, or do you mean that some have got like the decimal point, like 8.3 or whatever, and some are just 11? Some are really easy to understand, and some are just silly. Sharing the rage. Okay, good. It's not just me then. Just make it 15 or 14.99. Yeah, exactly. I feel like on a menu having something like 15, just rounding it up, is better. And I think 14.99, I feel like just not on a menu. Especially some people split the bill as well. It makes it so much easier to work stuff out if you just use round numbers or simplified numbers. Misc. Yeah, that could work. So you've got food as your main heading, and then you've got buns and sweets as like separate headings. Yeah. I mean, just one idea. This might not work, but you could, yeah, have, your buns there and then your sweets there. So they are subheadings. You switch the layout a little bit so you know, but it still sits under the food heading. Make each price unique as the item, like setting a meeting time. I'll tell people, let's meet at 3:04. It's a way to stand out and be memorable. I would never arrange a meeting for 3:04. I couldn't do that. That would drive me insane. We're meeting at 3:00 or 3:15. There's no 3:04. No. And being memorable is good, but being memorable for the right reasons or the wrong reasons or being frustrating, I don't know. I'm thinking from the customer point of view, I want to make everything. If I was running a restaurant and I was doing a menu, I want this menu and the process of finding something you like, understanding what's in it and how much it costs to be the easiest as possible. That would be my goal. So when I would be doing the menu, I would be looking at everything in this and going, does this help or hinder that primary objective? If it hinders it, I'm changing it.
I reckon we should make the next stream at 3:04.
Just don't. I can't. It's the Marina's, 3 or 3:30. Yeah, Hillary, I'd go nuts if someone said 3:04. Oh, I couldn't do it. All right, okay, let's get on to the logo now. Because I feel like this is... it's interesting. It's clean and modern, but I feel like it looks a bit odd. I mean, it's sort of cute. I mean, optically, the bird leaf thing isn't actually central in the circle. He needs to come down and to the right to be optically central. I do cover this in the Illustrator Masterclass, so if you're thinking, what is he on about, optical design and blah, 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 I cover a lot of this stuff in the Illustrator Masterclass. And there's a link. There's a link to First Class at the top of the chat in the description, but you can see the Masterclass on that page as well. So First Class is beginner to intermediate. Masterclass is intermediate to like much more advanced stuff. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like this is one of those instances where having a clean modern logo actually works against you. As much as I love the clean style and I appreciate the curves here, and I mean this curve here, that should run parallel down here, and you can see it doesn't. Tapers in quite tight here and is a lot wider there. So little detail. Beak width, almost the same, but not quite. They should be distinctively different widths, or they should be the same. Like down here, regardless of how I feel about this tail feather thing, they look intentionally different. These ones, they don't. Yeah, I see what they've sort of gone for. They've tried to have the bird and the leaf, but I feel like it's just the clean style doesn't really work. You need more character, or you need... Right, hang on, let's have a play. This might go horribly wrong. I'm just going to try something. It might look horrific, but we'll try it anyway. I need some good music for this. I feel like for this to work, I need some good music. I've been listening to the Assassin's Creed Shadows soundtrack, and it's got actually really flipping excellent music. But I think I need some metal now. It's metal time. Yeah, it almost feels like meshing two different logos together with like the bird and that, and then it's like, oh yeah, let's just have a leaf in there as the wings. So we got the head. B for Borough, that's the name, so that's fine. Got the tummy coming round, and then I would bring the tummy up for the leaf, I would bring the tail feather down. Do this. You could still keep the little line. Double that up. And I'm not entirely sure about the beak. Something. So I'll get rid of that. And I would connect that up there. Do you see what I mean? So it flows. This would need to then look like a bee still. Yeah, so getting the bee is going to be trickier. But some sort of link between the flow at the bottom of the bee going up into the leaf. And you just get a bit more character as well. And in terms of the tummy detail, is there a way you could get a little bit more of that in there? Little tummy with a belly button. Yeah, so that's just a quick sketch. I'm confident that we could do something really nice with that. Probably cut this bit short here, so you still get the bee.
It's spam.
Oh, piss off. Ban 'em, kick 'em, boot 'em. We don't watch the fucking news here. Blech. Disgusting. I don't anyway. Screw that. Yeah, so you have this kind of continuous line. So you almost design the whole thing one line. You could do like a minimal version as well. This will look awful, just to prepare everyone. But just to illustrate what I'm trying to do. Got the flow, comes up there, comes down. See, I'm going to get carried away now. Yeah, so something really minimal maybe. Obviously, it doesn't look like as much of a bee now, but... And then you could... Oh, you could even... You could bring the tail feather up into the leaf as well. So yeah, you could... Yeah, you could have a go at doing it in one line. And I feel like doing it like that, instead of here, where everything's perfectly clean and just... I feel like it's too perfect. Like, it does look cute, and he's got like a little chubby belly, and he looks like he's having a fantastic time. But I feel like it would just benefit from a bit more character, and maybe some slightly more organic curves rather than everything being like precise and perfect. Yeah. Oh, God's sake, I want to play around with that now. I'll save that. I'll save it for later. I'm going to call it Chubby Bird because it's cute. It does look really cute,
Really
but
cute.
yeah, I just...
That one's just weird.
Hey?
That one is weird.
Yeah, there is something about it that looks odd. And normally I love that. I love that style, and the line work is clean. They've used the right tool for clean lines, but I feel like the idea and the execution of the bee and the bird is just not quite there.
Yeah.
It's good. It's a good idea, It just, the bee being the bird, but it just needs realizing a bit more, I think. Yeah. I was going to say something then, but it's totally gone out of my head. Yeah, or yeah, 20 plus. I can't even remember now. When did I start? 16, 17. How old am I now? What year is it? 38. More experienced than my age. Time. Hey?
It's a rigid bird.
A rigid bird. Yeah, the beak is a bit odd. Maybe the beak and the tail feather are meant to be like chips or something. Not that they do chips, but yeah, my professional career started, I think officially it was like 2005, 2006, something like that. But I was doing design work before that since like I think 16, 17. So yeah, 20, 21 years. My friend showed me Photoshop back in the day and I just fell in love with it. Photoshop 7. That was my first. The original's too rigid. Yeah, exactly, Hillary. Yeah. And normally, like I say, I love that sort of style, but it just feels like it needs a bit more personality and character, especially if you're going to mix a leaf with a bird. And the tricky bit would be if you wanted to get the bee in there, would be just, you can see here, that's probably a bit better, but it's just getting the lines and the shapes in the right place so you get the bird, and the bee could be like more subtle. And then what's the font as well? Yeah, I mean, you could use, if you were going to go this route and do something more line work, you could find maybe a nicer font that's, oh, that's, I don't know what that was, but yeah, just scribble some letters, and then we got an A. You know, you could do something like that and pair with it a font that is custom and matches. I feel like this is safe, it works. You know, you could use this sort of font for a lot of logos and put all your emphasis on the logo mark. You know, you could spend ages, and I've done this before, you spend ages doing like a beautiful logo mark, and then it's like, oh yeah, we'll just write Ted. I don't know why I'm writing Ted, but the brand name in just a clean modern font. I mean, you could use flipping Arial and it would probably look all right. Do you know what I mean? Arial. You know, just, you know, smash the tracking up. Then there you go. There's your magical squiggle. Stick it inside a circle. And then you got the text alongside. And sometimes that is the right way to go. You know, the text is less important and you want to put more into the mark itself, and that becomes the like identifiable thing. Sometimes a designer might be more type led and you want to do something a bit more custom. You know, you might go in here and just do something simple, and then all of a sudden, boom, you've got something that feels a bit more custom. Chubby bird. Anyway, menu rant over. 86, yeah. 2002. What's that? That's 23. 2006. If you were born when I started my career. Oh, I feel old. Photoshop 5. Nice. Very good. Well, you know what they say about age, right? Something to do with wisdom or something. Another year older, another year wiser. Is that how it works? But I started graphic design watching Dan. Oh, amazing. That's so cool. The font choice matches the pretentious prices. Ah, CS2. Back when Photoshop and Illustrator had the icons with the feathers and the little InDesign shell. Those icons were so much more interesting. Photoshop 1! Oh my goodness! And Quark. Oh, I couldn't deal with Quark. We used to use InDesign back at the beginning, and then when we had a few... I used to work at a small print design shop, second job, and when we had files coming in Quark, my brain used to melt. I think it was just the user experience point of view. It was just... I was so used to like Corel and InDesign and the Adobe tools that it was like... Quark was horrible. Not to mention it's named after a cheese. Not that that really has any meaning, but it just... What was that? You probably laughed and hiccuped at the same time.
Don't leave me alone.
Dan Scott is a Quark guy. No. I mean, is Quark even around now? Because I know, yeah, he does a lot of Adobe stuff. CS3, yeah. Ah, the CS days. Yeah, I did a lot of Corel Draw early on as well. Corel was alright. We're going back 20 years. Carl! Quark was the worst. Okay, so so it's not just me moaning about it. You get it, Scott. Variable space. Ooh, what was that? How does that work? My mum cracked Corel Draw before. Oh, that was nice of her. Oh, I see what you mean. He started on Quark. I gotcha. Oldest PageMaker. That rings a bell. I remember... Did Adobe buy that? Did it become Adobe PageMaker? Or was it Microsoft PageMaker? No, they did publish it, didn't they? Did someone buy Oldest PageMaker? I swear it became like an Adobe product. Wow, 36 years. Oh, amazing. You win, Donna. Started on PageMaker, then to Quark, then to InDesign. Ventura Publisher. I've not heard of that one. I remember Freehand, though. Just about. Was that Macromedia? Macromedia. I swear they had Freehand and they had... what was the... Was it? Yeah, Flash. They had Flash before Adobe bought it. Autodesk. No, I haven't. Ventura Publisher 1990. Ah, that would have been 4 then. All of this going over my head. You young and a peep. Stylus and Slate. What is that? Yeah, me too, Andrea. I had paint experience as well. In 94 as a 8-year-old. Okay. Menu rant over. Who's the king of paint? Okay, next up we have a logo from Kea. I was going to sing your name then for no reason, but I decided against it.
Oh.
Hmm?
You should have.
Kea! What the hell is that? Print bleed extends graphic to bleed using generative AI. Using 1 credit per generator. Sod off. Oh, God. Is the subscription not enough? Jesus Christ. Unless you have a plan with unlimited access, you can turn it off. Do I have a plan with unlimited access? I don't know. Is that a Creative Cloud All Up subscription or what? Oh, God. Flipping credits. Bugger off. You're getting turned off. I ain't dealing with that. Show generative. No, go away. Sod off. Bloody credits. Right. Brick. Okay, Brick is a fictional small business that sells refurbished Lego sets for an affordable price. We find, sort, clean, and repackage incomplete sets, giving them a second chance. We value sustainability and recycling and repurposing. Good color choice. Target audience, Lego fans and collectors looking for that special set. Main colors are shades of green, but we're open for suggestion. Avoid anything that looks childish. Okay, so a little bit more collectory than just aiming it for kids. Try to incorporate a Lego piece in the logo. Give it a modular look and feel. Cool. Boomer Town. I think in terms of the color, you've actually nailed it. I think the colors are excellent. Collectors, sustainability, recycling. Green is a very popular color for recycling, and anything sustainable or, you know, pro planet Earth, green is usually a pretty good shout. I feel like it pairs really well with this darker color as well, which I think that helps to give it like a bit more of a mature vibe as well. So the green is quite nice. You could even make it a little bit more punchy if you wanted. Oh, hang on, we're in swap, aren't we? This is US colors. So let me, because K is in the US, you've got a different profile to me. I'm just going to switch mine to Fogra. And then B. Actually, no. I'll leave the document color mode alone. We'll stick with CMYK. Just do. But yeah, this is the bit I really want to focus on. This is cool. So trying to integrate the brick. And I like the thought process of trying to get the brick in there. Modular. I was on the beta team. Oh, wow. Nice. Yes, this is design review. With mini rants thrown in as well. Review and rant. There we go. Oh, that'll be a good name. Oh yeah, I'd love to see them. Used to draw them in paint. Am I in the? Yeah, no, you're not in the US, are you? Wait, sorry, Care. I get so muddled up. Netherlands, aren't you? I don't know why. I always just assume you're in the US. I think it's because a lot of people are. Okay, well, actually, that being said, yes, you were working with a US profile. Let me open the document again. That's quite an important thing. Yeah, so US is the color profile. So what you want to do first of all is if you're rant view, if you're in Europe, you need to switch your color profile from US to either Fogra 27 or 39. I normally go with 39. I don't really know the difference if you asked me. Normally a printer will tell you if they prefer one or the other. Not much of a massive difference, I think, between these two, but big difference for US. So if you're in the UK, or sorry, Europe as well, just go with Fogra as your profile. Just because if you send a file to a printer and you've got US swap, you might see a shift in color when they start printing it, and they might go, hang on a second, why has this got a US profile? And it can cause problems that can be easily avoided. Oh yeah, if anyone does have any designs that they want reviewed, when these review things pop up, join the Discord. It's free. There's a link in the description, and then submit them to the design review submission channel. And then when I do these, I just kind of go in there and grab a handful out. And I think we've almost ran out now. So if you do want your work reviewed on the next stream, definitely chuck it in there. Yeah, honestly, Carl, if you want to submit something, you go for it. Ah, right, that could be YCare. Yeah, so you can go and change this on a per app basis, but if you are a Creative Cloud subscription user, then what you want to do is you want to go into Bridge, so download and install Adobe Bridge, and then you do your color settings from here. And what you can do is, I don't know why I clicked on that. What you can do is you can go and pick a color profile from here and it will sync all of your Adobe apps at the same time. So instead of going into Photoshop and changing the color profile and then Illustrator and then InDesign, you can do it from Bridge. And you can see here, it'll tell you that it'll say unsynchronized if they're not. If you want to synchronize it, just, you've got North American. If you do a lot of web stuff, print stuff. So yeah, read the descriptions here. I don't know which one I've got, one of these three. Yeah, I think this is probably the one I use, but they're all very similar, and it tells you do that, click apply, and it will sync all your profiles across all your Adobe apps, and it will say synchronized. Yeah, that is covered in one of the courses as well, actually, but I've forgotten which one. It's either Illustrator First Class or the Masterclass. But yeah, that's the sort of thing you wouldn't necessarily know about until you've made lots of like print related mistakes and someone points it out to you and goes, yeah, your settings are a little bit off here. Yeah, because ideally you want to be able to kind of have what you see on screen be as close to what the printed result is going to be. You don't want any nasty surprises when you send your file off and then you get a printer's proof back and it looks totally different. What's the extent of the type of work you review? That's a really good question. What do I review? Logos, graphic design, web and UI design. I'll usually have an opinion on illustration, but because I'm not an illustrator, I'll always say take that with a grain of salt. Icon design, branding, portfolios. I mean, yeah, I'll have an opinion on most things, but logo, graphic design, icon design, web and UI design, that's probably the biggest thing. I spent a lot of my career doing web and UI as well. Yeah, so that's probably the main things. And I'm very technically oriented as well. So when I sort of give feedback, I try not to ruin the creative idea. Just look at ways to tighten it up or improve it or whatever. Sorry, I keep whacking the microphone. Oh, cheers, Scott. Hey, you're welcome. Yes, there is a reason to use Bridge. So yeah, I'll have an opinion on anything, but I think those are the things that I'm probably most useful to give feedback on. Brick. Yeah, so I like the idea here. I think I'd probably actually do something like that and retain the letter form. Or could you even... I don't know how this would work. Let's play around with using negative space a little bit. Just so it works in a one color print. I think a lot of the times good logos should work in a single color print. So for this one here, I'd probably, as we saw with the menu, sometimes it's cheaper to print in just one color. So that would be your one color print. I like the Lego idea. I feel like placing it inside the B looks a bit odd because the B is so curved. I wonder if there's a different font that would curve around the Lego piece a little bit better. I like the K as well. These, yeah, what's that? That's Arial. Yeah, let's have a look at some B's. B, whoa, not like that. Oh goodness, what's going on? Let's have a quick gander. Hello, Warren. How are ye? Oh yeah, no, I think the concept is really good. But I think the B is gonna getting the B right is gonna be the main thing. That would be a really that just going back to the bird for a second, that would be really good as a bit of inspiration for the bird. So you could use that shape and then do the whole tail feather thing. And then have the leaf or whatever. Yeah, just to kind of go back to that idea. I'll chuck that back in there. I just saw the B and it was just like, you know, it's slightly different to this, but you definitely have a solid letter B shape. So, you know, there's no doubt that it's going to have the B. And this little serif here, I'd probably stylize that and just have that as like a little flick of hair. A little bit like a cockatoo or something, but yeah, you could try and could get away with that. Quite possibly. Anyway, we'll stick that in there. It was the belly. It's a little bird belly. Bella Keta. That is the font. Right. Okay, this is probably more like it. Oh, Bernard. Hello, Bernard. Let's grab this Lego piece and see if we can do something. Let's grab ye. So what would that be? White. Yeah, could even do something a bit more custom actually. I wonder. I have an idea. Oh, where's my music gone? I've got no music. Cardinal bird. So let's try doing a path offset. Maybe we could build a bee out of this. Oh yeah, look, there you go. That worked better than I expected. So let's review. Where was it? Into there. Combine these two. Oh no, it needs to be a bit thicker, doesn't it? No, definitely buggered that up. But yeah, just getting this part of the bee around there. Let's get... Yeah, it's a tricky one. But just using those Lego pieces, you can get the bee around it. I wonder if I could bring them in, actually. Is that going to make it look weird? Unless you had two pieces and then a bigger piece. Let's just try something like this. And this bit here, this looks a bit weird. So let's just arc that in. You there. Arcity arc. And then a bit of rounding off here, maybe. Yeah, so there's lots of inconsistencies. But yeah, I do like the bee idea. It might even just be a case of taking this and just resculpting. Maybe just, hang on, let's try something else. So we'll just bring that out. Maybe something like this. Obviously, I'm doing that very quickly. You see what I mean? To sort of lean into the style a bit more. Obviously, make the letter a bit narrower. So rather than the rounded shape, you just have it kind of follow around the Lego piece a bit more. I feel like the cuts in the letters are a bit much as well. So I'd probably just maybe just dial it back a tiny bit. But I love the brick idea. I think that's really cool. I think it just possibly needs like refining. So and this is one thing to be careful of as well. When you're integrating shapes into letters, I see this all the time, and this is something that I find quite challenging as well. If you're going to integrate shapes into letters and customize letters, you can't ruin them typographically. So like here, putting the Lego piece in the B is great, but obviously there is a bit of a mismatch with the Lego shape and the rounded B. So then you go to customize the B, but if you start messing around with the B too much and ruin it typographically, then I wouldn't call it a win. Do you know what I mean? So it's got to still work typographically. The same with that bird logo. Whatever I go and do with that, if I go and screw the typographic nature of the B up, even if I get the bird looking good, do you know what I mean? It's got to be a balance. I think the spacing between the curve of the B and the pegs that stick out of the logo are off. I think that was maybe something that fell off. Okay. But yeah, I think in terms of conceptually care, I think you're on the right track. I think just lots more ideas. I feel like this is the kind of bit that I think you've got 80% of the logo. It's just this. Once you nail this bit and the logo and the B, I think that is the hard part done. And to get that looking right with the Lego and that, I would sketch, whether it's pencil paper or stylus, graphics tablet, whatever it is you use. Like I would go to the sketching, back to sketching, and just freely and quickly just sketch out ideas. Obviously, Illustrator's curving everything I'm doing because I've got the smooth settings on. But that was a nice shape. No idea what I'm doing. But yeah, that's what I would do. I would get lots of good ideas sketched first, and then once you're like, oh yeah, these are really cool, then I would bring them into Illustrator and then create them once you've got the idea. I don't know what the heck. What is this thing I've just done? I really like it. It's like a fancy sideways peanut or something. Very strange. There we go. Custom logo. My fancy peanut. We'll call it Nutco. Anyway, hopefully that is helpful. Ignore that last part. You are relaxing. Me? You can't be talking about me, surely. I'm chaos. Yeah, the smooth. I'm all in on Nutco. It's the smooth setting for the pencil tool. It makes things so easy to just draw or right. Next up. Ooh. Let's do Poppy's one.
Hello.
This is going to be a bit different because we're in Canva. Poppy is a Canva user.
I'm on Canva.
So this is something that Poppy's running for her business. It's going to be a giveaway. Do you want to win a Dermalogica advent calendar? We did actually work on this earlier on.
Can I just show off the calendar?
Hmm?
Can I just show off the calendar because Andrea wants to see it?
You want to show off the calendar? Hang on. There we go.
Okay. Wait,
Take it away. Let's just get my big fat head out of the way. There we go.
This is the calendar. It is very nice. Dermalogica. It's shiny. I love their products. I use them at the salon. And inside, meow. You got the boxes. 24 days, I think. 24? Maybe, or 20?
Just like
Yeah,
moved.
24. 24 days. It has some great mini products and a few of the biggest products. It's quite expensive. It's £229, but it's got £510 worth of stuff in it. So I'm doing a giveaway to my clients at the salon. So yeah, I had to create a post to put on. Shut up. I had to create a post to put on my Instagram, on my beauty page, to announce it basically. So go fire away.
Oh, you carry on. I'm having this. Is
No,
lovely.
that was my
I'm
intro.
having a break.
That was my intro
For what?
to do the Canva.
To do the Canva.
Yeah.
Dan, do a Canva.
Oh my god. But yeah, it's a nice calendar. The cat likes it too. I can't see anyone's comments because I'm blind as a bat. But there you go. Oh no, my thing's hanging up.
Andrea said, "Shut up, Poppy."
It's not.
Definitely did. I wouldn't lie. Anyway. I thought Dansky meowed then. It's not me, Paul. We get to that sort of roughly the 2-hour mark in a stream, and then I do just start going, meow. That was a pretty good one, actually. Sorry for anyone wearing headphones. Liar. Yeah, this happens, Hillary. I'll just get to a point where I start making animal noises. It's probably like a personality defect or something.
Go on, then.
I was like opening my mouth at the same time. What am I doing?
The Canva. Oh wait, you've put it up.
Yeah.
I'm behind on the stream.
Come on. What is this? Dansky goes raw. Raw. Anyway.
So you have already made this look much better.
Well, yeah, we did this earlier on, and I used my exemplary design skills to help tweak this earlier. And I said after I'd done it, I was like, oh, we should have streamed this because it would be really helpful. So this is where it started. And this is where it ended up. So some of the main changes here. The product in this one is like faded out, so you can't really see the product. You got the box, which is covering the product. The text is covering the product. The typography could look a bit more elegant. We've got the big long footer down here that feels overly long and encroaching. There's like an opacity thing on here. You have to excuse me. I'm not really that familiar with Canva. So when a UK person says rar, rar, rar. Maybe it's time for some Arthur. Oh no, girl, you don't want Arthur Morgan to come out. Okay, so we got a Dermalogica box. We gotta try and fix this now. Work on this design together. Does that sound good to you, Poppy?
Yeah.
What about you, Dutch?
Oh, Dutch.
Come on, Dutch. Anyway. Oh, hey, boy. What was I saying? Yeah, so it's got an opacity thing on here, so you can't really see the product. At this bit here, giveaway in big letters is great, but you don't really want to have paragraphs of text in all caps. It can be quite tricky to read. The Lotus here, spacing way too tight, inconsistent top and bottom. Left and right is good, but it's just like we're off to Box City here, maybe. We've got box, box, box. The text here again, it's too high. All the same sort of critiques from the menu. So the goal was to really get rid of all these boxes and reposition everything so it's still all there, but you can actually see the product. So that was the goal. The lobster is raw. Okay, sure. So that was the kind of starting point, really. Was just like, how can we get the same information there without covering the product? So we brought the product itself back to 100% opacity so you can see it more. And then instead of all caps, we've gone for same font, lowercase. I do like this font, Recoleta. It's really nice, actually. But here, just depends on the words you get. But sometimes if you get a good combination of words, where you've got like your descenders and your ascenders, the bits that stick up and stick down, essentially, you can nestle your text in and around it. So I was going to do something like that first of all, which you could do, but having the text over here, it kind of sits pretty centrally underneath the Dermalogica. And doing it this way as well not only enables us to kind of pull out the text a bit more, but we're not covering the product. So you can see all the information and the product itself. So we've kind of nested it on the left. And we changed the text. So instead of want to win as a question, we just made it a statement. Win a Dermalogica Advent Calendar. So by changing the words, and changing it from a question to a statement, we were able to reduce the number of words, which makes it a lot easier when you're trying to nestle text together like this. We've trimmed down this little footer so it's not kind of stretching all the way out here anymore. Yeah, and then used a couple of different weights just to sort of create a bit of visual interest and also kind of highlight Dermalogica. This is the brand that everyone's talking about, apparently, or whatever. I don't know. And then this is the reverse here. So before, where you had the product kind of as a watermark, and we had lots of boxes with lots of information, which is good. This one here attempts to show the product a bit more. And we've still got all the information, but we've just kind of bundled it together. So the giveaway is now at the top. We're just covering the top part here so you can still see some of the products in there. And then just spacing wise, top and bottom. We've just got a bit of padding, a bit of breathing space between everything. And then we've gone for lowercase here on the text, which is just much nicer to read. And I said to Poppy earlier, I feel like these could, you know, what's this font? Recoleta. This is all just Recoleta. So you could just start using this for all of your social posts, and kind of like what I'm doing with Dansky, start to just define like a bit more of a consistent style. You know, this is the font that you use. These are the colors. You know, this is how you use the font. So you've got your lowercase, bold, light, uppercase, and then descriptive stuff is a bit more like this. And I feel like this is going to help make it easier for you as well. If you know what your font is and how you use it, I feel like it's just going to take a lot of the guesswork out. But yeah, that's the before and after anyway. So whilst I like it visually here, I like the palette. It looks very nice and the colors are nice and everything looks really good. Practically, as a social post, we want to make it easier to read. We want to be able to show the product and yeah, just do something a bit more elegant with the type.
I think you did a good job.
A good job. Good. A good job. That's one step above average. I'm just going to ruin it now. I'm going to just scribble the file around. Just completely screw it up. Yeah, I think it turned out all right. Oh, we should have done the other design. The one you did last time. Poppy did another design like a week or two ago for another thing.
Did I?
Yeah, do you remember the other one? It was the bundle packages or something. Yeah. And what we actually did in the end, it would have been so interesting to show, is Poppy's design had like loads of information everywhere, and we actually stripped the whole thing back to a wireframe, and we mocked up a wireframe with a layout based on what was the priority. Okay, you got 2 bundle packages, boom, boom. We did a side by side, and then we reviewed the design based on that, and it performed really well, didn't it? Loads of people were interested. And I think Poppy found it really interesting just seeing that process of like it like sometimes with a design you want to go back to the fundamental layout. You don't even want to play around with colors and fonts or anything. You want to do the layout, wireframe it, get your hierarchy sorted. This is the main thing I want to communicate, secondary and tertiary things as well. And then you start building on it. Because, you know, there's a lot of things you can do to just make something look nice, but is it actually fit for purpose? Like, does it convey what it needs to convey? And I think it's different for social media as well, because, you know, you've only got like a few seconds to grab people's attention. So if you've got a social post and it's just reams of text with no hierarchy, no hook or anchor to grab someone's attention, then it's like, it might look okay, but it's not going to necessarily grab it. Yeah, you might have seen it, Andrea. I forget what it was. It was something to do with, there were two packages, a lash and brow tint and some other thing.
Lash lift and brow lamination.
Lash lift and brow lamination.
And the lash tint and the brow tint.
Yeah. Where is it? Actually, if I got it on, would it be
on Canva? If you just go back onto the back button at the top, it'll be or on my home page. Go to the house thing on the side, home, and then it'll be like on there somewhere. There's so much crap on there, but it's one of those. Down a bit more. There we go.
Oh, have you got the original?
The original.
No, the original that we designed over it.
Designed over it.
No, it is lost to the pages of time. Yeah, so it didn't look anything like this. There was lots of information on there, and I just wireframed it and said, "Look, you need to split this out. Lash and brow deals, boom, boom. It's totally different to how it looked before. Good image, again, same as what we did on the other image. We're not covering anything up. This is the bit you want to see, so there's no text covering that up. Before and after, so you can see the impact." And yeah, again, same here. It's just really simple. Price, what it is, there's obviously a discount. And then the image does a lot of the work. Book in now. You follow Poppy on Instagram, but not me. You savage. You absolute savage, Andrea. How could you? Right. Am I following you? Hang on. Oh, I don't know if I'm even following you. Well, that's fine. I was going to be really petty and unfollow you. Oh, have you just posted your thing, Pops?
Yeah.
Go on, I'll give it a like. Oh, yeah, it does look cool. Oh, hang on. Why have you stuck a flipping leaf in there?
Because I didn't really like the other one.
Oh, what the hell is that?
Don't.
You absolute
Too late now.
turnip.
It looks good.
Okay, now. Why do I bother?
It looks good.
No. You think it looks good.
No, it does look good.
You think it looks good. With your peasant eyes.
I'm a queen.
It's fine, but it doesn't look as good as the lotus leaf that you had before.
Really?
Yeah.
It's too late.
What even is that? Why is that there? Hang on.
Same reason as the lotus leaf.
No, but the lotus leaf was like a bit more like an icon. Like something just simple, solid. And it's your tattoo on your back, so it is relevant to you. Hang on, where is it? Yeah. I mean, I love, yeah. And the lotus leaf, solid black, kind of matches this style-wise, clean. Just like a visual anchor. Oh, you've done a few. Oh, Poppy.
Wait, can I change it?
Whoa. Yeah, see, even that one's nicer, but not really. Yeah, all that.
It's fine.
There was something, I tell you what it was. The reason I liked it wasn't the Lotus Leaf specifically, because you even had your logo in there. It's the fact that it looked like an icon, just some sort of visual anchor. That's more illustrative and really like thin and
Oh, I can't change it.
I mean, it doesn't matter. No one's going to really care too much. But that wouldn't have been my first choice. Or my second or third. Just putting that out there. I'm going to follow me now. Yeah, you have to, Andrea. Out of sheer guilt. You savage. I mean, at least you didn't use that one.
What one? Oh, right, yeah.
Yeah. Ooh, I hear a cat. Where's Crumble? Oh, he's been a lazy ass, isn't he?
He's on this chair.
Yeah. He's on the chair.
Oh, my.
No. Go away. Be gone, child.
Go away, Dad.
What did you say?
There, go away, Dad.
It's alright. I'll chase him with a stick in a minute.
Father, feed me.
Father, feed me.
No.
Ah, right. Cool. I think that is going to do it for today. I have to save the rest for next time. But hopefully that was helpful. And if you want to learn how to do design work with Photoshop and Illustrator from a beginner to professional level, I do have my courses on Dansky.com. The one at the top of the chat is the Illustrator one. So there's first class for both apps, which is beginner to intermediate level. And I think you'll be surprised just how much you learn in just those courses. The masterclass is really if you want to just learn the best of what I can teach with the software. So whether that's kind of illustration, graphic design, web and UI, logos, custom logo types, drawing and designing custom fonts. There's just loads. There's loads. I think between all 4 courses, there's about 150 to 200 lessons, somewhere in that reign. But that is literally condensing those 20 years of using the software like obsessively and learning to just package that up. So there you go. You can learn the tools and then go and create whatever you want. And anyone who does enroll in a course gets support from me. So I'm always on standby, waiting in the wings, ready to assist you. But yeah. Oh, we've not done one of these for so long. This was fun. I enjoyed a good menu rant as well. Great stream, I learnt a lot. Thank you. Excellent. That is the goal. So yeah, if anyone has some work that they would like reviewed, then you can upload it to the Discord. There's a link to join that as well. And just remember, if you are a course member, you get this whenever. So if you want feedback on your work and you've enrolled as a student in one of my courses, just send it over to me and I'll give you feedback whenever you like. So yeah. Oh, you're welcome, Hillary. Right, I'm going to go and try and figure out how I've got to find another 7,000 steps today. And I've got to do my video as well. And I didn't get dinner. Oh, God. How am I going to do? Oh, and I've got to be up early tomorrow as well because I got PT. No. Ah. Oh, you're very welcome, Marina. Cool. Right. Have a fantastic evening and we'll see you later. Bye.